All right, I am live on the gram. I am live on YouTube. Peace to the gods. I want to talk about something real quick. Um, Arkansas passes Legal Tender Act, removes taxes on gold and silver. Let me put this in the chat so y'all see what I'm reading. Let me put it in YouTube. Now, let me start reading. April 18th, 2023. Sound money advocates are rejoicing as House Bill 1718, the Arkansas Legal Tender Act, has become the law in the natural state. Back in the second, backed by the Sound Money Defense League Money Metals Exchange, the Sound Money advocates and supporters throughout the state, HB House Joint 1718 reaffirms gold and silver as legal tender, as well as ends all taxes on purchases of sale and exchange of species, including state capital gains tax. The Arkansas Legal Tender Act, introduced by Rep. Robin Lustrom and Senator Jonathan Dismang, passed overwhelmingly out of the House by a vote of 82 to 8, passed unanimously out of the Senate with a 32-0 vote, and ultimately received Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders' signature on April 11th. The specie is defined as coin having gold or silver content, and refined gold and silver bullion that is coined, stamped, or imprinted with the weight and its purity and the value of its preliminary based on the metal and the contents, not its form. So they just told y'all in this law that that whole CBDC is not going to be legal in Arkansas. They can't use it. The only gold and silver is going to be money, legal tender, right? And they ain't going to be able to tax you when you're moving, taking this Federal Reserve note and buying gold and silver, or you change the gold and silver back for another set of money. They won't be able to tax you. You'll see as I keep on reading. The measures continue. Species or legal tender shall not be categorized as personal property for taxation or regulatory purposes. To remove any doubt of the legislator's intent, HB 1718 explicitly states the exchange of one type of form of legal tender for another type of form of legal tender shall not give rise to any tax liability, and the purchase, sale, or exchange of any type or form or species shall not give rise to any tax liability. This measure builds a momentum of sound money previous Arkansas legislation sessions. With strong support from the Sound Money Defense League, the grassroots activists, Arkansas has passed SB 336 in 2021, ending state sales tax on purchases of gold and silver. Now, with the passage of HB 1718, Arkansas becomes the 11th state to also end the capital gains as applied to sales on gold and silver, with some of those states simply having no income tax in the first place. Ending income, capital gains taxes, and precious metal sales is becoming more popular. Understandably so, considering that taxpayers own gold and silver to protect themselves, the devaluation of America's paper currency. Thanks for the inflationary practices of the Federal Reserve, they frequently end up with nominal gain when exchange those metals back into dollars. However, such gains are not necessarily a real term of translating the actual increase of the purchasing power. The gain is often nominal gain because the slow but steady devaluation of the Federal Reserve note dollar. Yet the government nevertheless accesses a tax. Under HB 1718, the era of taxing gold and silver in Arkansas has come to an end. In 2023, bills to restore sound constitutional money has also been introduced in Alaska, Iowa, West Virginia, South Carolina, Missouri, Minnesota, Tennessee, Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming, Kansas, and more. Yes, most states is going back to the gold clause. It's a war going on outside, y'all. No one's safe. You know, the Federal Reserve and the bullshit government wants it to be a cashless society. The states are fighting back and making it where they can't bring that into the states. So nothing is set in stone yet. So they have made these laws before the federal government even gets a chance to try to do the bullshit. But let me go on. States all over the country are waking up to the precarious condition of America's money. Arkansas is helping lead the way in defending and restoring sound money, as well as removing the distinctives for citizens to protect themselves from the inflation of financial turmoil and flows of the Federal Reserve systems, said J.P. Cortez, Policy Director of Sound Money Defense League. Currently, Arkansas is ranked the 30th out of 50 in the 2023 Sound Money Index. Passages of this measure will increase the state's ranking dramatically. The Sound Money Defense League is a nonpartisan public policy group working nationally to restore sound money at the state and federal level and publisher of the Sound Money Index. So there you have it. This organization is going around politicking to make sure everything goes back to gold and silver, not a cashless society. All right. So with that being said, I recognize it's Consultation Wednesday. Let me open up the call lines and take some calls. I'm going to 585-328. Peace to the God. Peace.
Peace to the God.
What up?
Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I can hear you now. I'm sorry. Having some phone issues.
Okay.
Peace to the gods.
Peace.
I'm so happy and grateful that large sums of money and great health and wealth come to you, I, and the listeners ASAP and easily. Ashe.
Ashe.
Oh man, that article makes me think of the Atlanta seminar where you said it's just slave wage, slave labor. Sound like they just trying to make just the poor and the rich group. That's it.
Yeah.
Because only rich people or wealthy people have like gold, that kind of aspect.
Well, here's the thing. Those who don't want to be a part of that system has to have an option to not be into that whole cashless society system. So they got to give you a choice, right? And those who want to be in that is going to be in that. That's going to be the truth of the matter.
Well,
I think a lot of people are going to be suckered by it. They're going to try to do another whole C-19 thing and then going to try to give y'all benefits of money. But the only way to get it is you're going to have to be a part of that whole cashless system to get it, the CBDC, right? And a lot of people are going to go for it.
Now, does this have to do with anything like, them, the federal government moving to having some type of control over that, what's it called, like the Bitcoin and stuff like that for people
That's
who
the
do use the wallets and stuff?
CBDC. That's what that is. The cashless society.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Okay, I didn't know the acronym for it. Okay, yeah, that shit real. And it's happening, what they say, June? June, that's supposed to...
I think June, July, something like that. But the states are beating them to what's legal tender, what's lawful money. You got to think the states themselves, the politicians that have been working so hard to do this New World Order thing, they know if the federal government gets this cashless society, they asked out too. You know what I mean? They'll have no control over their money whatsoever. All the money that they got to do all those terrible things will be useless. And the federal government can make your money expire.
Yeah, and especially with them wanting the AI to run shit. If you late, that's it.
Yeah, it's total
no
tracking.
More humanity going on. So yeah,
it'll be total tracking. Perfect example. Someone like me, they can cut me off to access to my money, right? And even though the money I do have set aside, I won't be able to spend it because it's all cashless. It would be 100% total control. They have it in China, and people in China has been stopped with that. People that talk out against the government have been shut down. They made it where they couldn't travel nowhere, all types of stuff. So it's total freedom.
Well, it just seemed like more and more to me, I guess kind of circling into my question, but people going to have to get private. It's going to be about status. I believe if you kind of see the way the thing's going, it's going to get bad. But I think the way that, the direction in which we're going is like a safety net against all of that, you know what I'm saying? So,
right.
So speaking about, I guess, money, my question, and I want to ask first if it's okay to ask the question about it, you can let me know. But it's about opening up the enterprise, the account for the LLC. I'm not familiar with the process. I got your webinar though on I think it's something dealing with the enterprise, but I didn't know if you went into my particular question tonight as to just how do you go about setting up the LLC properly for the enterprise, because I know that's different than the DBA.
The enterprise is pretty simple. You do it like any other LLC, but you got to do the DBA first.
Okay.
See, the DBA determines first in time, first in line, determines that your trust is going to own that, right? So then it's really going to be a trust. Okay. But then you go take it to the Secretary of State and act like it's a regular LLC, and you go do it with your EIN and all that. But it's not going to be paying taxes or none of that. You see what I'm saying? Now, the reason why you have to do that, and you have to get the EIN for the enterprise, which the social, is because they changed the rules. And you can only do internet business with a EIN that came from a social.
Okay. Yeah,
and I learned that by trial and error, y'all.
Say that again, John.
I learned that by trial and error. They shut down all my accounts that I had open with, PayPal, all that stuff that wasn't connected to a social.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. I think, having these accounts is important, and the information that you've been given is important. So, yeah, I appreciate it.
All right. Peace. Now, one thing I didn't mention was, they're going to be tracking all the people who didn't get the vaccination through that CBDC money, that cashless society and all that too. So, yeah, y'all don't want this to go through. All right, I'm going to 303-669. Peace to the God. Peace.
Peace to the God. Don't know how you doing tonight, G?
I'm doing wonderful, magnificent, great. How you doing?
I'm doing spiffy myself, so happy and grateful that large sums of money flows to me ASAP and easily, to you and the audience as well. But as far as I do have some questions, but I did want to touch on your topic tonight. I think that from what I'm observing, G, with those, it seems like all the red states is really pushing against that bullshit. But if your state is cripping, you kind of got some problems.
Right.
Because I'm in a blue state, and they kind of with all the bullshit, man. They, but them red states where y'all kind of located in the southern, kind of southeast, seems like they ain't really fucking with them down there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, you got to remember the blue states are the Democrats that want to push all this shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Not that Democrat and Republican is all the same shit. Let me just say that, but still. Republicans seem to be sensible. They like enough is enough. We can't let that happen.
Yeah. Every time it goes to Democrats and stuff, I always think of the pitchfork. That pitchfork.
Exactly. Remember, I taught y'all when they started that shit and they killed people, killed our ancestors and all that to get control of the government.
Yeah, exactly. So, man, but I think previous caller was right, though. We're going to have to get private in the motherfucker because they're bringing down the gauntlet right now. The game's up.
Right.
So, you got to get private in this thing. But my question was, I had one on the lines that she was asking about the enterprise, and it's about the trust indenture. When we did the trust indenture, you let them know right away in the indenture, I'm doing business as Jonah John Scott and Jonah Bay. Do we need to also say the enterprise as well? Or is that not really
what I have seen is no, you're not going to mention the trust at all when you're doing the enterprise and when you're opening the bank account of the enterprise. The minute that you let them know that this is controlled by the trust, they don't want to do business.
Oh, so you straight leave that as regular LLC when you open?
Yeah, you hide it. You hide the fact that it ain't something they control. And then later on, you can show the proof to them.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, like you told me with the non-UCC, like bring that bitch back after that trust is already registered.
You know what I mean?
And then be like, yeah, put him in. Yeah, I got you. And then, all right, one more. I noticed on that trust indenture, you had the Georgia Trust Code and the Peace and Friendship Treaty.
Yes.
I say that as a trust code, but I include that and the.
I know in Georgia's trust code, it says that, as I read in the webinar, that Georgia has no control over that express trust whatsoever. Now, here's the thing. In other states, that's not the case. A lot of the states, if they do have anything on trust, they be talking like that shit is going to be fucking statutory trust. So you got to know if it's an express trust or not. That's why I told y'all, if y'all know it's right here in Georgia, do it in Georgia.
You ain't lying. Georgia's so clean cut compared to other states. Geez.
Right.
Wow. But it's because my trust code is sensible. But I remember you said right in the webinar, don't include none of their statutory shit. But then I see you have the Georgia code, but theirs is cut and dry though, so you could kind of swing with they shit. But man, I might just leave that shit out of there just to play it safe and just put me under the peace and friendship and what I express in this motherfucker. Leave me alone outside of that.
Right.
I think that's how I'm gonna roll the dice on that. But all right, I'm gonna go ahead and land my plane on that, big dog. I appreciate it, man.
You know what? To keep it real, this is my thoughts on it. Just my thoughts. What you said was true, but at the same time, they're not gonna have a choice. Either they go back to gold and silver. We gotta get ours because they're gonna have to settle their account. Even if they go to cashless society, they gotta settle accounts before they do that. You see what I'm saying? So damn if they do, damn if they don't. What they want y'all to do is something like they trying in California to give y'all reparations and say it's for people who are descendants of that can prove that they're descendants of slaves. The problem with that is white people were the original slaves. Y'all didn't come to America on no fucking boat. Y'all didn't come, and there's no records of y'all getting here by boats or anything. So how y'all gonna be collecting that as slaves? That means white people will be able to collect that $2 million, not y'all. Y'all are not slaves. Y'all are prisoners of war. You know what I mean? So you better know the difference. Just to keep it real with you. All right, I'm going to the next caller. I'm going to 770-294. Peace to the God. Peace.
Yeah, peace, Jonah.
Peace, God.
Hey, peace. Yeah, you kind of answered my question a little bit because I was going to ask you about this whole debt ceiling thing. Like, if that doesn't get jumped off and the U.S. got a default on their debt,
that's what they're talking.
Create a situation where they got to pay their creditors.
That's what they're talking. Yes, that's what they're talking. It got to be liquidated, everything.
Yeah, so they got to, and it seems like these states are kind of lining up, just like how these BRICS countries are lining up, making that gold back currency.
Well, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to line up with the gold standard just to become part of BRICS. They're gonna have to become part of BRICS so that they can do trade internationally.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I said it, the dollar is over.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking on that earlier today, man. It's crazy you start talking about it. And then that kind of leads me to my next question. So for somebody that was having trouble in their area getting that promissory note in, and we got to revert to doing it as a affidavit and getting it into the court that way, what if you had to do that, what would you write in that affidavit?
Affidavit of showing that the person, whatever your straw man's name is a debtor to this trust, and then show the proof.
Okay, so the trust would do the affidavit, or the spiritual name would do the affidavit.
Yes.
And turn that. Okay, gotcha. To say on this date or whatever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nothing too strenuous. Right, something real simple.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's all I had then.
All right, then. Peace to God. All right, I'm going to 702-712. Peace to the God. Peace. 702-712. Peace.
How are you? We just have a question. I'm here with my daughter, Jasmine.
Okay.
Hi, Jonah.
Hi.
Hey. I've completed the accord and satisfaction.
Yes.
The discharge injunction.
Mm-hmm.
And so
that's two
this
different
was my
things.
Credit card company.
That's two different things. You did the discharge injunction. That's one.
Yeah.
And then accord and satisfaction is a whole nother process.
Okay, so I did the discharge injunction.
You did the injunction. Now, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes. So should I also do the accord and satisfaction, or should I send them a intent to sue?
You're going to do intent to sue.
For the 1099-C.
What kind of bill is it anyway?
It is a credit card, a business credit card.
Ah, business credit card. See, here's the thing.
Yes.
The business credit card, the business is in your name or your straw man's name?
It's in my straw man's name.
But it's
using my EIN. It's not using my social.
That's what I thought. You can't discharge that.
Okay, I can't. In my EIN.
Right. It's a whole different person. Yes, that's a whole different person. You heard the term limited liability when it comes to companies?
Yep, LLC. Okay.
Yeah, that means it's separate.
All right,
from
so
you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Right.
separate. It's a
Okay.
separate
So
entity.
don't do anything with it.
Yeah, you can
Is
do
that what
what
you're
we
saying,
just
Jonah?
discussed. You can do accord and satisfaction and give them a portion. And if they accept it, you good to go. Now,
Okay.
make sure
Cool.
you
All
look
right.
up UCC 3-311. That's the accord and satisfaction law.
Okay.
And when you're
All
looking
right.
for it in your state, all you do is put like New York's accord and satisfaction law, California accord and
Okay.
satisfaction law, and you'll find your state's one
I'm
too.
here. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm here in Atlanta, Jonah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Georgia's accord and satisfaction law, and it'll come up.
Okay. All right. I appreciate that. That's
All
what I
right.
needed.
Peace.
All right. I'm good. Peace.
All right, I'm going to 602-855. Peace to the God. Peace. 602-855. I don't hear nothing. I'm out. 901-631. Peace to the God.
Hey, peace to the gods, Jonah.
What up, God?
Man? Hey, I had a quick question, right? Like, I was in your archives and I was hearing you speak on the motion of the discovery, and then now I hear you talk more about the writ of discovery. Is it a difference between the two?
Okay. Look, let's do this. Look up the word writ. What's the definition of writ? It's absolutely a reason. A writ, a form or written command in the name of the court or other legal authority to act or abstain from acting in some way. You are ordering them because you are one of the people that made the Constitution. You're commanding them to do something. It's a command to give you discovery, right? Now let's look up the word motion. Motion definition. The action or process of moving or being moved. A formal proposal put to a legislator or committee, right? So you're asking them to do something, right? Or you putting something in motion.
Okay.
I don't want to act is written totally different too.
Okay. Understood. Okay. My next question is, because I have been dealing with the going through the child support situation, but now they responded to the injunction that I had got from you or whatever, and I actually got the fee waived. They had a form that I could fill out for the fee to be waived, but now they're telling me that I had to put in like I think it's a motion to modify or something like that.
Hell no, you don't want to modify shit. Put in a motion.
Okay.
A motion to be to go to an Article 3 court on the federal level. Because a Supreme Court case came out there and said you don't have to go to those tribunals no more. Put it in there.
And you said it's called a motion to be heard by Article 3 judge?
Yup. And say that you don't want to be heard by this lower court. And go to my site and go get the affidavit of the ABA in administrative court, right? You get that because you're going to explain to, I know you're a fake fucking court and I don't want y'all to hear my case. It was a Supreme Court case that came out that said that y'all have the right to go into a real court with child support because it's unconstitutional in the first place.
For sure. And you said that's on your site?
The ABA is, but you're going to turn it into a motion.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, bet. I appreciate it.
All right,
that's
peace,
all
God.
I had. Peace, God.
All right. I'm going to call a 650-323. Peace to the God. Peace.
Peace to the God, Jonah Bay. How you
Peace.
doing?
All right, I gotta go bathroom real quick. You got hold on. That water, man, and that watermelon juice is killing my bladder. I'll be back.
I heard that. I'll sing to the people. Nah, y'all don't want that. Well, my question is in line with the child support injunction as well. I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful, magnificent day today.
All right, I'm back. Now, what was you saying, brother?
So my question is along with the child support as well, the injunction and putting mine in. I'm out here in California, and I was trying to put it in with the clerk of court. And so I went on a schedule and everything, and then I was speaking to them, and they said that, they asked, what is it? What am I filing? What am I recording, actually? And I tell them, motion to intervene with the, injunction and stuff. And they're saying I have to file that at the civil or the family, not recorded at the clerk of court.
Okay. See, that ain't what you was supposed to do. You was supposed to, all right, go to the clerk of court and get your original records of when your court case started. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That means the same court that it started in. Now, under the exact case number from years ago, you're going to put it in the court under that case number. Right? And you're supposed to send a copy to child support too, and the boss of child support.
Right. So the original, because I divorced her, and there's a case number for that, and then she came back later, years later, and filed in a different county, so they have a different case number when she filed it.
Okay, you got to go to that county and get that case number.
Got it. I got
and
it.
file it there where the child support started. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I thought I was just recording it.
No. It goes in the actual case. That case ain't closed. You paying child support. That case ain't closed. It's open.
Right. Because I was like, well, so that would be family court then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, but even if you did family court, right? Mm-hmm. You went into a real court, a real judge signed that order for you to be on child support. So you got to go get the original order. Now, with me saying that, even with the original order, you're supposed to go get that in the first place because you're supposed to write on every point, I deny. Because an unrebutted affidavit stands as truth and law. You got to rebut that shit. Look like you agree with it. You agree with it. That's why you're on child support.
Right. No, I got that.
And then you also do the rescission of signature.
I got that as well. I just need to know where to go, where to put the shit, but you just told me. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right, then. Peace, God.
I'm good to go. Peace, God. Peace.
All right. Someone on YouTube asked this question. Hold on. Where was it? I know I seen it. Okay, here it is. Jonah, can I be the trustee for time being until I get a foreign trustee? All right, you cannot be the trustee of your own express trust, but you can put a domestic person as the trustee, right? And you always do that because you're not going to have the foreign trustee in the beginning. I didn't have it in the beginning. Oh, well, actually, I did. But for my trust, my wife was, right? She's the domestic trustee. And my foreign trustee is my wife's sister that lives in England. So, boom, I did the paperwork after I already had set up the trust. You feel me? So that's the normal way of doing that. It's just like, you got to set up the LLC and just put yourself down as the controlling person of it until you go hire, a president, a secretary, and all that type stuff. That's just how business paperwork is doing because entity can't do nothing for itself because it's a piece of paper. It's not real. You know what I mean? All right, let me go to the next caller. I'm going to 408-761. Peace to the God. Peace.
Peace to God, brother Robey. I have a question. If when I have a child support and also how can I travel without a passport?
Out of the country?
National and out of the country.
First of all, in the country, you could travel to your heart's content. All you need is your birth certificate and an old ass ID. An old ass ID. Actually, you could travel with just the birth certificate, but they like to see a picture. It makes it a little easier.
Oh.
Now, traveling out of the country, nah, you're gonna have to do a lot of things to become private and then do the treaty injunction. And while you're doing the treaty injunction, put in your paperwork for the passport as a national and try to get it that way.
Okay.
So you want to go to jonahbay.com and pick up the treaty injunction and teach you how to do that.
Oh, okay, got it. And the last question is, let's say that when I get a receipt and because I was doing, do I do the 1099 A and 1096?
That's a form of discharging. It still works.
Oh, okay. And the question is, do I have to have like a trust or something like that?
Nope.
Oh, so I can just go ahead and let's say just go and
you can discharge that way.
Or something, and then I can
yes.
do it.
Back when I taught that process, I didn't teach the express trust yet. No one had it.
Oh, okay. So I can get the discharge. So that's a discharge one, right?
Yeah, that's the discharge. That's not the discharge injunction. Yeah, because there is no webinar for that.
Oh, okay, got it. So, okay, got it. Okay, and also and also the final one. After that, I get the annulment and everything. How can I get like custody out of my kids?
Say again.
After that, I get like I default my ex and the annulment. How can I get my custody of my kids?
Man, I don't know. See, for custody, you would have to go to the court, and if you put the court in it, you're gonna have to pay child support. They're gonna do what they want to do.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, I tell people get off of child support and then talk to the woman and work it out with her to get, your child. And a lot of times women are way more cooperative when ain't no money involved. Right now, she got incentive to keep the child because she's getting money.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, I see. Got it. So I have to just get her child support, and then after that, I just let her see if she comes into her senses. And
right.
That's it. Oh, okay. Got it. yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right,
Scott.
then. Peace, my brother. Have a good night.
All right.
All right, that was our show. I'm going to be in New Jersey on the 9th. On the 9th, next Friday. Y'all want to find more information on that seminar, go to my Instagram and Facebook. You'll see the flyer. But with that being said, that's our show for tonight. Peace to the gods.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, I'm out of here. YouTube. Peace of God. Thanks for tuning in. I'm out. See you next week, Monday.